Hello, and welcome to episode number 80 of The Great Reset. My name is Robert Brill, and I'm the CEO of Brill Media.co. We're an advertising firm that drives sales and leads with tools and capabilities that are traditionally reserved for Fortune 500 brands. We're here 5 days a week talking about marketing and advertising for senior marketing executives, entrepreneurs, and everyone who's looking to grow their company. Today we're starting a new series on dynamic creative advertising. Dynamic creative is really an important treasure for marketers because its technology allows us to communicate one-to-one between the brand and the consumer. In this series, in the next few episodes, we'll talk about what dynamic creative is, why it's so important for marketers, how it's set up, the different types of dynamic creative use cases, technologies, and companies available that makes dynamic creative happen. In this video, we'll start with a brief overview of dynamic creative. The core idea behind this capability is to develop ads and show messages that change based on the relationship the advertiser has with the consumer. And this ties into the overall strategy of the campaign and the theory around how marketers should talk to their prospective clients. One of the things that we talk about when clients ask for our creative advice is we talk about mirroring the advertising to the consumer. So if your customer is a mom, show a mom in the creative. If your customer is a guy at a sports bar, show in the ad a guy at the sports bar. And dynamic creative can get really precision and identify micro audiences and give us a way to do this at scale. So we'll talk about moms. And what I'm going to say here is that, mom does a lot, and she is a lot of different things to the child in the household or the children in the household. And what I'll say is I think moms generally identify in a couple different ways. So we'll give you some examples of how this might go. For example, a mom might be a soccer mom, regularly going to soccer practice. But there could be another mom who you're targeting who doesn't really go to soccer practice and sports isn't part of their life, but they do a lot of baking around the household. Or that doesn't happen, but this mom is the main person who's looking at homework at night in the household. So they're the main tutor, let's say. So we want to show ads with a variety of different roles that the mom might have in the household. And certainly there are moms of many different ages of children, from toddlers to young children and teens. So if your audience is moms, then it might make sense to segment your ads to all of these different groups and further to show creative messaging representing all of these different activities that a mom might partaking in her role as a mother. This way you aren't limiting your creative to one or two images of a generic mom. No one is average. No one is generic. And maybe the mom who likes to bake with their children won't respond as favorably to an ad showing a mom who's at the soccer game because it's just not as relatable, let's say. So, you're paying good money with a big financial investment when you're running an advertising campaign and you're investing that money. It's a shame to reach your customer with the best data and targeting available in the marketplace and then to fall short in the last step and send them the wrong message or send them a less than optimal creative message. No one is average, no one is generic. So with dynamic creative, you have a way of forging ahead with your creative that speaks with great precision to who your customer is. So dynamic creative is a way of using a lot of micro segmentation to deliver ads to people based on what knowledge you have about them and to test a variety of different images to find the ones that work best. In the upcoming episodes, we're going to talk about the benefits of dynamic creative specifically to creative teams, and then we'll look at benefits to ad buyers, to advertisers, and then use cases for dynamic creative so that you can really find the way that might work for your organization. My name is Robert Brill, and we'll see you tomorrow on another episode of The Great Reset.